Hey everybody, what's up? Thanks for checking out the video. Today I'm going to go over how to replace a clutch on a 1985 Yamaha Virago. I've looked on YouTube, I can't find anything for it, so I figured I'd post a video of it. I'm always working on this thing. It runs fantastic, but if you own a motorcycle, you know enough is never enough. Anyways, 1985 Yamaha Virago. I got some pannier supports I got to put on today. As you can see, they're kind of dragging ass. I got my get back whip. I got these Kirkins I just put on recently. These little cheap ass leather grip things here, which kind of suck. I'm gonna do something with those later. Little skull dealies. Yesterday I just put some front pads on. I'll probably do a video of how to replace the back. Anyways, first things first. Tools. Yep, got a bunch of tools, all that stuff. More importantly, two things. One, best tool of all, coffee. Two, take that belt, put it on notch number 2 because you're going to be sitting on your ass all day. Anyways, okay, now on to the actual disassembly. You don't want to get yourself all your tools set out nice and neat, which I'm sure you can tell mine are not. Make sure you order your parts ahead of time. You could find these things on Amazon. Definitely make sure you get a new gasket. You know, it's like a $10 part. Why not? It's a hammer in case you bust your knuckle or something, you want to throw it. So, over here, you have the drain plug down here, if you can see that. You're going to want to go ahead and take that. 3/4 fits right on it. You're going to want to drain the oil first thing. Secondly, on the other side, once you drain the oil, you want to start working on your brake pedal assembly, which is right here on this end, which is a 10mm bolt. You take that right off, loosen it up. Make sure you take your magic marker, put a little alignment mark on it, just like that, so you know where it goes. You're going to want to take off your foot peg. You're going to want to take off that bottom bolt right here that attaches to the frame. Hopefully this is all in focus. Anyways, and then start going for it. Black as hell. And that's probably because of the 4th of July ride. A few hundred miles on it. Back roads. Flying. Ugh. Anyways, drain the oil. Don't reuse it, especially if it looks like that. Let's buy some new shit. Okay, with the brake pedal taken off and the front foot peg taken off as well, I recommend keep all your shit together. Put it all together. Keep the nuts, bolts, everything. If you have a chance, you know, put your bolts back where they go. Disconnected the spring right here. I'm going to take that. Just kind of move that out of the way. Now we can do the lower frame support, and we can start working on the actual Allen head bolts all the way around. Make sure you take your oil filter out. Okay, scoot your pan over, otherwise it will spill all over the ground. Unless you're doing this in a neighbor's driveway, you gotta clean it up. Wow, there we go. There's the flux capacitor. Okay, so with all the bolts taken out, I recommend doing something like this. Picking a starting point, it's like right here, where that goes, bolt number 1. Starting my way around, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I skip these, the oil filter housing cover. I put those by themselves down here, but I know from left to right, little heat shield pieces and all that stuff. Anyways, going all around. Now you gotta pop the cover. So with that being said, if you look right down here on the the right hand side of the oil filter cover, you'll see a small little notch that fits, sorry for the shaky hands, that fits a flathead screwdriver just like that. Fits really good. Anyways, so get cracking. Okay, so if you got the cover cracked successfully, nothing fell out, you'll see a little bit of remnants, some gasket down in there. Get in there and scrape it out, razor blade, pocket knife, whatever you gotta do. Make sure shit doesn't fall inside. If you're like me, I'm messy. So now's a good time to take a break, clean up. If you got a pair of your ex's favorite booty shorts, perfect time to wipe your hands all over them. Take a break, grab some coffee, we'll be right back. Right, now that everything's clean, for the most part, I'll probably give it one more go over before I put the cover back on after the clutch replacement. But go ahead and take a look inside there, see if you see any broken teeth, little bits of metal shaving, anything like that. You can also check the oil plug on the other side too. There's a little magnet on the end of it. What you don't want to see is a bunch of metal shavings. If that is the case, you might have a different problem. Anyways though, alright, next we're going to start by unscrewing these right here around the outside. I recommend using a socket, not a Phillips, even though there's a Phillips head on there. So the last thing you want to do is try to strip one of those bad boys out. Anyways, okay, not necessary, but as you can see, I labeled up my starting point going clockwise, same as always, same as I did on the cover around here, clockwise rotation. Anyways, you can see those are your clutch friction plates back inside there. Inside here, there's a spring below each bolt. What you want to do is just take this outer cover off ever so gently, and you can see that there's a small little sort of a flat bearing washer inside. What you want to do is make sure that stays on there. Take a look at it, see if it's got all its bearings in there. They're not spun, anything else. Be careful not to pull this center shaft out. To be honest with you, I don't have a whole lot of time in this bike, so I'd hate to pull it out on this side and have something slip out, fall out on the other side. Anyways, you can see how these little friction plates are just kind of sitting in there, which is good news for us. Next, I'm going to take my EBC heavy duty clutch friction plates right there and my new set of washers. What I'm going to do is just soak everything for about half an hour in some new oil. So what you don't want to do as a general rule in life, never go in dry. Not good for you, not good for whatever you're doing. Soak that shit. Soak it. Hey, half an hour later with your new friction plates soaking in oil. And probably should have said this beforehand, but keep the disassembly part exactly in order because you're going to reassemble the new plates in the exact same order as the old plates. I don't think it really makes too big of a difference with the exception of these little slip plates in between. It's a metallic ring inside with the gear teeth on it. Anyways though, but you just want to make sure that you put it back together in the same order that you took it apart, as with anything. So, good luck. Okay, with all the friction plates back in place, all the teeth, the gear teeth behind them, I went ahead and put fresh coat of oil around the inside of the bearing. Also cleaned out around inside the basket. Oil on top as well. I went ahead and scraped a little bit more around the outside. And I'll probably clean out the bottom of the case as well down here, get a lot of that crap out of there. I'll check my oil, the tube inside there, and I'll start scraping the outside cover as well, and check the oil tube inside that as well, just to make sure there's nothing in there blocking or anything else. And I'll start the reassembly process. One more thing too, on this basket cover you have a little washer on the inside here. Make sure you put a little fresh coat of oil on it, as well as on this outer plate right here. Make sure you clean that off really well because you're about to sandwich it against your brand new friction plates. Anyways, hey, I recommend when you put these back together, if you got it all taken apart, don't reuse the original springs. I don't know if you can tell or not here, but the new spring is definitely taller. These are heavy duty rated springs, and the original springs, they tend to lose their springiness. EBC also makes this product. You can buy it online, heavy duty clutch spring set, as well as the clutch itself. Make sure you get the heavy duty version if you tend to do some long riding. It's good, it's going to last a long time. Anyways, you can see the difference in there. I'm excited to see how it's going to throw. See what the pull is like. Okay, with everything reassembled, I'm just going to kind of do some basic adjustment on it. So what I did is I went ahead and tightened up the clutch cable here a little bit so I can kind of see it manually engage. You can kind of see it throw a little bit. Anyways, with a little bit of slop in the handle, which I'll adjust later once I start riding. Hey, one more thing, since I kind of a weekend warrior here. This cover is super old, and as you can tell, it's just peeling all over the place. It just looks like shit. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is tape off the logo here, and I'm gonna paint just from here around to here, all this black with high enamel heat paint. Give it kind of a little bit of life to it. Anyways, might as well. Okay, I have the clutch case cover pulled off. I have it stripped down. Sort of stripped down anyways. I don't have anything to pull off the chrome as far as a chemical, but pretty good sand job on it. We'll see how it turns out. I have it taped off here and around this gold ring. And I have the chrome oil filter cover on there as well. Anyways though, I'm sure anybody that's looked online, you guys know that you cannot find, or if you can, let me know, but the pannier supports, the saddlebag supports. As you can see, these saddlebag supports are not made for it. They're definitely not the right size for it, and the bolts are not the right size. So, good old backyarders that we are, blowtorch, and I'm gonna bend the crap out of it, and fingers crossed. Okay, you can see the original pannier support. This was ordered for a V-Star 650, I think like a 98 or something like that. I don't know. I didn't want to go for the tacky universal ones that have the 4-bolt, you know, corners. So you can see here's the new pannier after I ran it through a blowtorch and bent it out. And let's see how it fits. Look at that. Perfect. Just be careful. If you do use a blowtorch, that shit gets hot. Okay, so you can see we got the saddlebag supports put back on. They turned out pretty well. Has kind of this sort of bat wing effect, but that's pretty normal for these. They, you know, trying to keep them away from the mono shocks in the back. And I don't mind, I think it looks pretty good. They're even. Gotta do something about these pretty soon. Replace those with an upgrade. Anyways though, I got a trip down to California here pretty soon, and I want the bags to hold some weight. Alright, so now back to this. So you can see I got it unwrapped. Looks pretty good, not bad. It's a way to shine up a turd. Works pretty good. Anyways though, so if you haven't done so, go ahead and get your gasket ready. Let's go ahead and put the clutch back together. The clutch cover. Get your cover back on there, your gasket. Watch out if you order your gasket online. If you over tighten it, even just a little bit, which is why I started right here on the top, you can tell it'll squish the gasket. So you don't want to break the gasket. Anyways, start putting everything back together. When you get it done, fill it up, go for a ride, adjust your clutch. Okay, it is done. Got oil in it. When you guys start it up with the crank being empty, the crankcase being empty like that, don't start revving it up right away. Let the oil pressure build up a little bit, let things circulate around. It's been open and dry for, I don't know, 3 hours or so. Anyways, I recommend this right here, especially summertime. It's like 80, 85. Castrol Go, it's the 2050. It's good. Whatever oil you get, try to make sure it doesn't have any friction additives in it. Especially if somebody's out there and low on oil, don't top it off with like 1030. It'll definitely eat away at the clutch. Not good. So, anyways, now I'm gonna start it up with no choke. Runs real low without the choke on right away. So, anyways, no leaks, no nothing like that. Right on. Thank you guys for watching my video. Bye.